Kieran here from Box and Bants. We're here in the lovely Supreme Altitude Fitness with Byrne all suited and booted just before he goes into teach his half-5 class. Altitude chamber looks fairly heavy now. I walked into there for a second and struggled to get me breath now for a minute, not going to lie. I was thinking about going in for a cycle, but then I kind of backed out. So how are things with yourself anyway?
All good, yeah, no worries, just plodding along day to day.
Yeah. So obviously I haven't heard any recent fight announcements now, but I presume you being you've been taken away now training yourself still anyway.
Do you know what, I actually haven't. I broke the hand. I broke the two bones in my hand, and I think I broke my knuckle, which didn't show on the x-ray, but the knuckle's the one that caused the problems, the pains. That's only really come back to itself now. I've started tipping away at the cardio again last week just to kind of take it in. I had a few personal issues I was just getting sorted out in the background myself. But yeah, I've had 3 good fight offers kind of to basically finish me out for the rest of the year already. I'd be very confident of I could take either one of the 3. I'd probably take 2 of the 3. One of them is in Europe, one was in America for a good title, and one then was at the end of the year in Scotland. And then there's also been a few rumours of another fight kind of towards the end of the year as well. So yeah, I'm still ticking along. I'm still busy negotiating what I can, you know.
Is the one in America, is that to do with the same promotion company that Craig O'Brien's under now, or is it a matchroom card? Or?
No, it's I won't say the cards yet, but there's some big there's big backing in this one. It's a big company. It was for a WBC title, obviously not the world title. It was an international or silver. Like yeah, it was. And the guy was 17-0, Cody Crowley. He's Canadian. But I accepted the fight. It was for June 15th, but I've booked to go to Orlando with the kids on the 31st of May, not back until like the 13th or 14th of June. Right. So there's no point. There's no way of doing it. So once I said I couldn't do that one, they said, "Well, how about September?" Because they obviously take a break in America. So I've accepted September. So it's just basically confirm and box it all off. I've looked at him. He looks half decent, southpaw, but nothing really to worry me. He doesn't have a punch. His record is been really badly built up. I think he's got 1 or 2 good scalps, but I think the big wins I've got are bigger than the ones he's got. So I'd be confident going over there. Like, I think it's a real 50-50. It's in the States, a decent ranking title, and then again it's just another one to knock off the belt, you know.
Is it an American title or?
I'm not 100% sure. He just said it was a WBC title. I think a man holds or won a WBC international or something on the lines of that. So
it would rank it in world rankings anyway.
Yeah, definitely get me a world ranking. You know, which to be honest with you, world ranking it would put you in line for a big fight after it. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, I mean, it's gone like that. Then only this morning I was actually chatting to another crowd. The lad's name now I won't get this. It was Islami or something like that. A Russian guy who was 11 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, and they were looking at an 8-rounder or a 10-rounder in July. I think it was July 20th thereabouts. So I was negotiating that this morning, but I spoke to my advisor. I have an advisor now, which will be my manager moving forward. We haven't kind of agreed everything yet, which will be done fairly soon. And he even said, he said the money's nowhere near what it should be for what you're getting. And I was going into his backyard. If it was an 8-rounder, there wouldn't have been judges on it. It would have been just referee, and you weren't going to get the decision unless you knocked him out. And he was a tough fella that you wouldn't knock out. So to go over there and win, it would have been a silly fight to take. So I just took the advice and said no to that one. So happy enough to let that one go. That was July 20th. The other one then hasn't been agreed yet, but the offer is there to, I believe Mark Kerr wants a rematch for my BBOC Celtic title.
Is this the super welterweight?
Yeah, that's the thing. So he's looking at a rematch for that title in Scotland in September, and I've agreed that one. I've said look, I'll have no problems taking that. So yet again, it's agreed. I've said but we haven't. The date is there, but I haven't agreed exact everything and the whole lot. But they're the fights that are there for me at the minute that I've jumped on and said no problems. So I have no issues. I was asked to go over to Scotland at the end of May 24th to just to keep ticking over, get a win over there, and just keep me momentum going. But I had just so much going on with work and with everything else. I just couldn't focus on getting myself into training, even though it was only a keep fit fight. I won't just go over there out of shape and just get a win. So what I said is I'll pick a win up maybe when I get back from Orlando in June or July or something like that, just to keep momentum going and whatever else, you know what I mean?
Right, okay.
So that's kind of where I'm at the minute.
Yeah. So hopefully after now, I know that's super welterweight. Do you have any plans to still fight in welterweight as well? Obviously after the Paddy fight, I know that was 150 technically, that fight, but would you still consider fighting in welterweight? I know your old belt is up for grabs with Keane McMahon fighting in Scotland against Dean Sutherland, and then of course I asked him would he fight you for an Irish title maybe in the future or whatever in Ireland. Would that be something that you'd like? He said I'd love to do that, and he says he think he'd win the fight. So what is your perspective now, welterweight and that belt and him?
I like Kane. First of all, I'm not going to start an online thing with Kane. Kane's a good guy. He's managed by a good friend of mine, Dave Murphy. Dave helped me out with sponsorship and all throughout my career. He's always been there for me. A really good guy. And Kane is a good guy as well. I've sparred with Kane the whole lot. Welterweight, I have no issue doing welterweight. I can do welterweight. If I have enough time, I can do welterweight. The Paddy Gallagher fight wasn't at welterweight. A few people have put up saying it was I defended my belt at welterweight. I didn't. I was asked to fight Paddy. I said yeah, no problems. Would I defend my belt? I said no, because to me financially it wasn't worth defending. I wanted to keep that belt. I said I'd defend it for X amount, but no, we agreed on 150. It was a super welterweight title because Paul Keane vacated the title for us. Me and Paddy fought for it, but Paddy won the fight, and that was the super welterweight. I still hold it, the Celtic BOI title. I've always said from day one, and everyone knows me in Ireland at this stage, I'll fight anyone. I'll defend the belt at any time I was asked. I think, to defend it against Dylan Moore in Mayo. Originally I was asked that. Assassin had contacted me and asked me, and I said yeah, no problems. There was no issues, but it never came true. They never came back with another offer. I said to the Boxing Ireland that I would defend the title against Keane. There was no problems, and then it was just put to me: would I vacate the title for Keane to fight for it, and I would fight the winner for the Irish title? I said yeah, no problems. I've no problem. I'm not going to stand and hold the belt. It's my belt. No one's having it. You know, if someone asked me that, I said yeah, no problem. So if the offer was for me to go back to welterweight to fight for the Irish title, and the money was right and the timing was right, yes, no, and the opponent was, well, I'll fight anyone, to be honest. The opponent doesn't really bother me in at Irish level. No disrespect to the lads, there's a lot better fighters than me out there, but I'm not afraid to fight anybody in Ireland. Now ask me about someone in the UK or in America and the whole lot, you know, the money sometimes it had to be a lot bigger to fight someone at the level, but in Ireland I feel that we're you know, I can handle my own with any of them, and I said that, so no issues. I'd take the fight. But then again, I do believe on paper that the British Celtic title is a bigger belt than the Irish title. You know, for me the Irish title was everything, you know. But if I won a WBC ranking title, would I go back to fight for an Irish title? You know,
it's tough, yeah.
So you got to look at it that way. So who knows? Will Keane beat Dean? Who knows? So Keane may not beat Dean. He's Irish, and I'd hope he would go and beat Dean and win the title. But if he doesn't, will he be calling for me for an Irish title then? Will Dylan Moore not step in and say, hang on a minute, I'm 10, 11, 12 and 0 now, I want my Irish title fight? He's done his 8 rounds. So it's a kind of worms that need to be just opened, and someone says, right, you're eligible fight. But this has been going on. I won that title a year and 5 months ago. Not one person's come to the table and made me an offer to fight for an Irish title. I stepped out of my weight to the weight above to fight Craig O'Brien for the Irish title. No one has come to my weight and said, there's your offer, are you going to fight for the Irish title? Never happened, and it still hasn't happened. You know. And then like the super welterweight Irish title, I asked for the rematch on that. I've gone now. Craig's gone down the American route. So is that title vacant? Is he going to defend it? I don't know. So that if I hold the title at both weights. I hold the British one, the Celtic title at super welter. So would I be more comfortable if I fighting that super welter? So can I? Because I know in there that I can fight for that. And the Irish title, if Craig's not going to defend it, or if Craig is going to defend it, you know, the same. I haven't put a money offer on the table recently for Craig, so it's just it swings around. Like, people go on about wanting to win this, wanting to win that, but until your manager, your promoter, or whatever it is, has said, right, will you fight X for X on this date? Let's stop talking about it. Just, you know, because it's too much. Like, I've seen my name starting to be popped into conversations again. I don't want my name in conversations. Put my name in conversation when you've offered me a fight and I've said no, then you can talk. Or I've said yeah, that's it. Apart from that, don't be talking about me. There's no point, because I've done all I've done. I've gone, I've fought everybody and anybody where I could to get fights, to get belts. I mean, I've won I've been in, I think, Jesus, in my last 6 fights, I think I've one journeyman fight. Since the Gerard Whitehouse fight, I think I've had one journeyman fight, and that was James E. Gorman. A ticking over fight just to get me ready for the Irish title fight, I think it was, or just after the Irish title. It was something like that.
It was just after.
Just after Craig.
It was just before. I think was it.
Yeah, I don't know. So it was.
No, sorry, it was Whitehouse, and then you fought Craig, I think.
Craig, and then it was after that just to get a win because, but like the Whitehouse was a title fight, right? Craig O'Brien was a title fight. Paul Keane was a title fight. Paddy Gallagher was a title fight. Mark Kerr was a title fight. Stephen Sanderson was a title fight. There's 6 title fights in my last 7 fights. So all these people talking about my name and conversations of titles and the whole lot. Go win your title, put your offer on the table, and then we talk about me being in a title fight. So until then, like, there's no point talking about it because there's just too many people like to do a bit of that on social media and make it out there. Look, as I said, I respect all the lads in Ireland that do. I think it's a great sport, and I don't feel there's a need for animosity or whatever you want to call it. Like, I mean, any of my opponents, I've never once had a bad thing to say about them. I get on with them all. My last fight, Stephen Sanderson, he actually texted me today. How are you keeping in the whole lot? Paul Keane I talk to regularly. Mark Kerr, I wish him good luck in his next fight. You know, I don't like the social media thing with people. There's no need for it. I just think 2 lads are going to fight, best man win, get out of the ring, shake hands, getting in, shake hands, getting out of the ring, job's done. You don't need to do social media is a killer. It's a killer. It's fucking the worst thing in the world. I've only learned that most recently. So many people jump on a bandwagon, and I tell you, it's absolute nonsense. It's just nonsense. I've got off social media down to stupidity and people that just love making noise. It's just noise, you know what I mean? People love making noise. Now this is, I'm not talking about and in the boxing world here, I'm just saying in general, people on social media are small minded and just like to make noise, you know what I mean?
I'm sure I've had it before, even when I only started writing articles in boxing, and I remember I wrote one, it was just my opinion on drug testing in boxing and things like that, and certain fighters that I felt that it's stuff that I had known from sources in America, people avoiding drug tests, things like that. And some of the stuff I got, it just directly into my email box was just it was just cowardly, like, you know what I mean. And I've learned that as well. There's pros to it in terms of, like, you know, you can keep in touch with people abroad and stuff like that. But I can see what you mean and where you're coming from and stuff. But,
and you know, it's so many things get misinterpreted. Like an article, and look, I'm not saying you or Irish boxing. Some lads, at the end of the day, you guys want to get hits, you just want to get that video opened, you just want to get that article opened, so you'll put out a catchy heading that's going to say, oh, because look at this. I understand that, I know business, I know how it works, you know what I mean? But sometimes in the stories you're reading and going, hang on a minute, we didn't even say that. I've given or given interviews to people and I've read through and go, I didn't say that, that's not how I said that. And then you get people text, what's the story, Jay? I thought we would get on it, there's no need for that. And I'm going, I didn't even say that. You're in meetings all day and you come out and you've like 20 notifications on your phone, you're reading and people are going, you're caning some lad and you're genuinely wearing it. So I just think things like that, I just 10-15 years ago there was none of that, you know, how the fight sell back then, and go back to that way, you know what I mean? Like, like, I do understand you to build a profile and the whole lot, but that's social media is a profile. You can build a profile for years and years and years, and you can have a good name for one thing to come and just smash your name, destroy your name, all because you got social media. And they got the witch hunts on social media that jump on bandwagons, you know what I mean, and destroy people's names, people's businesses, you know, their social life. Everything can get destroyed by someone that's just saying something that is true, isn't true, whatever, like, you know what I mean? Because if you have an opinion and you have a nice following, well then they'll jump on your opinion, or family or friends, and they'll all jump on your opinion and make out that that's true. But what about the fella who's not true for? You know, like little things. So I just don't believe it anymore. I stay away from it, and I mean, I'm negotiating my fights in the background here, and there's nobody that'll stop me going where I'm going, and that's simple as that. I have a job to do, and I'll be doing it. It's as simple as that. There won't be anybody getting in my way. I extended my boxing career to fights that I feel are winnable, financially doable, opponents that I think, I can have a pop off him, I've no issues with him, I'm not going to get hurt. And that was why I extended my career to go into this year, and that's not stopped. There's nothing's changed. My career is still the same. I still have the backing from my wife, my kids. Kids, I think, might be getting a little bit of a pain in their arse with me sitting around the house because they're starting to say, you're going to fight again, Dad, when are you fighting? And you know, so, you know, it's my goal is where it was, you know, and it's not changing. Nobody will change that, you know what I mean? As much as some would like to change it, but then nobody's going to change where I'm going, you know, and it's the same in everything in life. I have goals and I just go and achieve all my goals. It's as simple as that.
One thing I remember you commenting before, this is like months ago now, but fighters on a matchroom card at the weekend, one former person that you fought and someone else in your weight class, Conor Benn, is that someone that would interest you?
Very funny. As you know, I used to do a little bit of matchmaking. I still kind of do a little bit of matchmaking at times for Matchroom. They'd ask, Jay, do you know anyone this weights and the whole lot. The Conor, this card was sent to me maybe 6 weeks ago. Straight away I said, put me down for Conor Benn, get me the fight. And the matchmaker I was talking to, I won't mention names because I don't want to store any crap over there, told me, yeah, he loved the sounds of that fight. And
it would make a lot of sense, though.
He said, I love the sounds of that fight. He said, that is a cracker. And I said, yeah. I said, look, it doesn't have to be for a title, I don't care. I said, I just want the fight. I said, and I don't demand big money. I said, I want this fight because I was supposed to have it a year and a half ago. And it was pulled closely to the fight, which really kicked the shit out of me. Really annoyed me at the time. And I was only 2 or 3-0 at the time. And he said, yeah. And he says, we'll get the WBA international title defence on the line. I said, I know I'll beat him, and I know I'll beat him. I think I'd stop him, to be honest with you. Watching him again the weekend, I said the exact same thing. And he came back and just said, powers that be said no. So I'm not going to pull names out, but he said powers that be. He said no, not happening. You know, Scott Fitzgerald was another one. I was supposed to fight Scott Fitzgerald. Well, I was asked. I agreed, no problems. And then his team didn't want the fight. Now, when all the Twitter stuff started a few weeks ago, because I backed Fowler for that fight, when Scott kind of went a bit wild on Twitter and was saying his team did accept, and I was told I wasn't a worthy opponent. Didn't make sense, because why would he ask me in the first place? So he look, they pulled out. They wouldn't take the fight. Now, if the Scott Fitzgerald had turned up against Anthony Fowler, turned up the night that I was supposed to fight him, he would have bet the shit out of me. But the Scott Fitzgerald that had turned up all the way up to that fight, I reckon I would have beat. Because he was gassing after 2 and 3 rounds. And I reckon I would have beat him. Now, if he turns up the way he did against Fowler, I wouldn't beat him. I've no chance of beating him. And I'd be honest and say that to the man. His performance against Fowler was outstanding. Outstanding. So, yeah, that was that one there, like, you know. And I think Scott, he's the world at his hands now, if he sticks his head down and keeps going at it. But definitely, like, I look at a few of them on the cards. I was looking at a couple of cards and saying, I was asked to fight him, I could have fought him, you know what I mean? But, you know, that's where it's at. That's kind of, you throw yourself in the hat, that's kind of what comes out. My record now, because of the losses, it's not, I'm a high risk, low reward. So you don't get many of them offers anymore, because I am high risk, because I've gone and beaten. Like, I've a few good wins on my record. I've 13-1, a 7-0, and a 5-0 wins on my record. You know, that's high risk, low reward. You know, you're expected to beat this lad because his record's not good, but he has the chance of beating you. So, you're going to take that gamble when you could beat a 6-0, 7-0 journeyman that will come from one of the foreign countries. There was a 17-0 lad that fought Josh Kelly the other night. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't 17-0. If you looked at a 17-0 guy, you know, that's a prospect, you look at him, you go, nah, you know. So there's different levels. I mean, there's some guys that are 17. That guy I was looking at, that Cody Crowley fella, his record was papered for, I think, 13 or 14 fights, you know, and I fancy my chances against him. So another one that could come back and say, nah, high risk, lower over. Now, they've asked me, they came out to me, I didn't know the people that came to me, they came to me, management company, and they know a lot of me because they talked to me a lot about what I had done and things I had fought, and so they actually had done their homework. So I think that fight could come off. Right. You know.
So finally, one of your fighters, he's just walking around here about the train. That's why I keep looking over. Karl Kelly, like, shy enough now, so he wouldn't sit down with us. But after his last fight now, which was a tough fight, and you spoke about how, you know, he got out of jail against Martin Quinn. He was almost given another chance, and then he had a competitive fight against Virgil. What has Karl said to you now about his future in boxing, and what do you think, what path he's going to go down?
If Karl wanted to have 100 fights, no problems. I'll stand with him for 100 fights, because that's the way I am. I love the kid. He's like a little brother to me. Karl told me the night after the fight, when he was in a bad way, he told me he didn't want to box anymore. He says, do you know what? I said, it takes a lot to say that. I said, I'd agree with you. Because Karl doesn't do a boxing match. Karl does a fight, and everyone's a fight. Karl could go in against a journeyman and it's a fight. He just loves fighting. There's no harm in that. But there is when you get bangs in the head and you're in against top level guys and you get bangs in the head. Sadly, Karl couldn't sell tickets, and it baffles me how I've watched kids make their debuts and fight, and they're selling 100, 150 tickets, and they're so boring, it's unbelievable. And then you have a lad like him that's as exciting as they come, and and he can't sell tickets. And sadly, that's what this game's all about. So, like, there's been offers. I've had offers up until 2-3 days ago. I was offered fights for Karl. Karl's waiting the whole lot, but I always say to him, a fight there if you want it, X amount of money. And he, I'm alright at the minute, but I'm alright at the minute. So the offers are there, like, but his health is more important. I think he's gone into weightlifting now. He's fucking heavier than me.
Yeah, I saw him there now. Yeah, he's touching cruiserweight now.
He's
I think
twice the weight of me now. Little sexy will be big sexy sparring partner soon.
So I'm walking up, but he's enjoying himself anyway when I was speaking to him there. So
happy.
yeah.
And the most important thing is I've seen his girlfriend cry her heart out at his fights, worried. His mum has been worried. So my end of the thing is I like to make sure he's alright. He's safe. His safety is my thing. You know what I mean? That would be kind of what I'd be worried about. And does he need the box? He's telling me he doesn't. He doesn't really care for boxing and the whole lot. So if he wants to fight again, he can fight again. Well, I mean, he can fight again if he wants, whether I'm there or whether I'm not. But he knows he's my support no matter what. But at the end of the day, there's getting up and going to work in the morning and black and blue with your eyes cutting your nose broken and the whole lot. So it's boxing isn't everything. People think it is. It's not. Set yourself goals. Go and do them. If you do them, you do them. Like Karl's fought in 2 title fights. He's fought against Lucas Ballingall, a great fight, and then he had his debut win. So, me personally, I would have liked him to fight maybe in Dublin in a home corner and get a win, bow out with a win. 3 wins, 2 losses, go out on top at the thing. But he hasn't said it. He's not too interested, to be honest. But if he does ever want to, I'll be able to get that sorted for him.
Yeah, well, big credit to him would be obviously it was funny is I interviewed Victor Rebay, as he'd say, and he obviously there's a lot of stuff going on about him and Jake and that fight, but he said interview what a lot of people didn't notice in interviews, that he said in the last year that he's had 4 fights in the last year. Everyone thinks that the Jake one was very tight, but he says the hardest fight he's had in the last year was Karl, and he said the most competitive one he's had is Karl.
I sparred Karl a lot. I'd be getting him ready, he'd be getting me ready for fights and things like that. I know people comment and say I've heard people say he's shy. Karl is what he is. He isn't technically brilliant. I'm not technically brilliant, you know what I mean? But he is a Trojan. He doesn't stop. He's easy to hit at times, but he doesn't stop. So I mean, you remember you're in there for 10 rounds in a title fight, or 12, 10 or 8, 12, whatever title it is, and you have a fella that's taking shot after shot after shot, just coming forward and forward. And I can guarantee you, if you ask Virgil what his toughest fight was, he'll say it was Karl. And I know it was. You just know, because he is that type of player. I've had Karl over in the UK and all before he went pro, and he's done 6 and 8 and 10 round fights over there, and I've watched him. And I've watched him win a lot of good fights over there. Like, he's won a couple of good titles over there against good guys, and he grinds lads down and he punches hard. Like, he does hit hard. People think he doesn't hit that hard and he's shy and he's this and he's not. Karl is good at what he does, and what he does is very, like, Golovkin isn't the biggest or the most technical boxer in the world. Takes a lot of shots. Would anyone question Golovkin? He might not be, like, you look at Golovkin.
Constantly presents himself.
Yeah, well, you look at Golovkin's technical ability and Josh Kelly's technical ability. Who would be better? Josh Kelly. In technical, who would win the fight? I'd say Golovkin is more polished fundamentally from obviously his amateur and Olympian. He's just basics. He does the basics so right, and when he hits, he wallops. But Karl's like that. Sadly, Karl just hasn't got that technical ability that he could get himself up to a high level like that. But he does punch hard, and he's a Trojan. And but
a lot of people say when it comes down to it, when you're in a fight, that it starts to get very tough, and it's very tough for either side. A lot of people say that those fundamentals are the things that to bide you over and take you over the line.
Yeah, well, I don't want to talk out of school here, but if you look at technical ability, Deco and Jono, Deco all day long technically should beat Jono, but Jono's work is he's just relentless. Stop
very big engine on him.
He doesn't stop, man. He comes forward and he might throw 10-12 punches, whereas Deco pick 4 or 5 good shots, like nice slick shots, and then Jono's just going bum 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 bum. You know what I mean? And them shots are getting through and they're hurting. And that's I think that's a prime example where technical ability really, it doesn't get you everywhere. I'd rather, even in football, 11 Walkers than 11 Charlies, technical great geniuses on the football pitch, because 11 Walkers will get you there all day long. And in boxing, I feel when you go into 10 round, 12 round fights, work and energy is what gets you there. Like it's not just technical ability. Technical ability gets you so far, but you need to be a Trojan in that ring. You need to just keep going forward, go forward clever, obviously clever aggression, but I'd rather have a lad that's willing to just go forward constantly, putting pressure on, be super fit and just relentless. I think them lads always come through in the end, you know. Right,
well, Jay, that's it for us, and I really appreciate speaking to you. It's nice to get speaking to you because it's been boxing been quiet without you now for a while.
As I said, I'm working away in the background. There's nothing really there's nothing really happening at the minute. So I was going to go out in May, but the hands helped me out. It's still not closing properly completely, so just trying to get that to close without pain, and then I'm ready to go. So until then there will be. I don't see me fighting in any small fights unless I get one tipping over fight. I would say maybe 2-3 title fights before the year's out. Whatever titles they are, I don't know, but there will be a couple before the year's out, and then hopefully at the end of this year, then I'll have done enough to say, right, good luck, good night, God bless. You know what I mean?
All right, well, thanks very much, Jay, and thanks very much. All right.